Hi, I'm Victor Fordham, and this is my U.S. History class. Say hi, class.
Hi.
And I'll be talking to you today about Molly Pitcher. And her story is perhaps more legend than fact, though it's highly based in fact. It's really the story about a woman who was carrying water to soldiers on a battlefield in Monmouth County, New Jersey. And this was an American Revolution battle that took place on June 28, 1778. And the soldiers, we are told, would call out to her. They'd say, "Molly, Pitcher," in order to get her to bring them water. And that's according to a historian by the name of Judy Freeman. In the midst of the fighting, variations of the story say different things, but they basically all agree that she witnessed her husband either become wounded or get killed, and that she actually took his place fighting in his artillery unit for the American forces. And this was an accomplishment that Judy Freeman also tells us earned Molly the rank of sergeant. Now, there are two schools of thought with regard to this story. One of them is that Molly was an actual person, and the story of mythic proportion is really actually completely true. The other is that perhaps this story is a conglomeration of stories based on several other real women. Two of those women are Mary McCauley and Margaret Corbin. Both of the stories of these women bear amazing similarities. It's possible that the story of Molly Pitcher comes from what actually happened to one or even both of those two women. However, biography.com, if you look that website up and you look up Molly Pitcher, they believe that the real person's name was Mary Ludwig. Whatever her name was, it has not been uncommon over the course of American military history to find women disguised as men in order to go into battle. For example, Carol Claver writes that Robert Shurtleff was dismissed from the Patriot Army when it was discovered that he was actually a woman named Deborah Sampson in disguise. In addition, if you look forward, historical records show that around 400 women would later be discovered in disguise and be dismissed from the Army during the American Civil War. So this phenomenon may have been more common than we actually realize, so it's not completely unrealistic to believe that Molly Pitcher and her story is actually possible. If the story is fact, it is possible that Molly was what was commonly referred to as a camp follower. Now, these were typically women who followed their husband's military unit from campsite to campsite and battlefield to battlefield. Oftentimes their homes had been destroyed and they had nowhere else to go and things like that. And they would have different tasks like perhaps washing uniforms and clothes, or even stripping down the enemy bodies for clothing and equipment and things like that. But the aforementioned McCauley and Corbin also fall into this category, so it is possible that Molly had a place in history in this way. Either way, today, whether legend or reality, Molly Pitcher stands as a symbol of both patriotism and strong women throughout history and their contributions to America's struggle for independence. She has been featured in fiction and art, and she remains a steadfast symbol of liberty. Thank you so much, and have a good evening. Historians must be dedicated to a reasoned and investigated reconstruction of primary sources. I sincerely hope that this presentation has done just that.